Loot boy. Cellar, hidden cellar of loot.
Not a scrap.
We got point of interest. Point of interest.
Not a scrap. Nothing to bury. Blood's all that's left behind.
Is that your child? That's sad.
'Tis in these ravines. The beast is near. I sense it.
Is he in there? It looks like he's in there.
At the furthest depth of the winding, gloomy canyon, scouts found the maw of a great cavern. Among the boulders outside it, whitening bones lay strewn. Ache
Sun-scorched.
dismounted and drew his blade.
By the god's grace, we found the beast's lair.
He said,
Light
lifting
fire.
his gaze to the heavens.
We need them but to extend their favor as we battle the filth.
Let's hunt
Meve
the
cast a
Manticore.
critical eye at her shield. Wood clad in leather and thin plate. Enough to stop a sword, certainly, but would it protect her from a beast's raging blow?
Of course.
Noticing her hesitation, Reynard approached the queen and said,
Your Grace, none will utter a disparaging word should you step back.
But they will think them,
replied Meve.
and that's
Exactly.
bad enough.
It's all about image.
The war has begun. I can't appear weak to my fighting men.
Without awaiting an answer, Meve strode into the cave. The rest of the company followed, equally full of fear and faith in their queen and commander. Moments later, a great and powerful roar filled the cavern.
How good is my steed, though, taking me everywhere? Manticores are truly terrifying monsters. One professor even argued that the bloodthirsty beast's very existence contradicted the widely held belief that the gods are merciful and benevolent. The publication of his thesis led to a heated debate, a debate which cooled, ironically enough, when a witch hunter had the scholar burned at the stake. Ooh. Poor guy. He's just stating some facts that he believes in, and then... bam. Damage an enemy by the unit's power whenever an ally takes damage. Damage an enemy by the unit's power. Whenever an ally takes damage, strengthens up by 1. Okay. So we want to swap you out. Oh, that's good. Then we'll keep you. Swap you. Keep you. Swap you.
And I beheld the beast! Profane horns didst adorn his wicked brow!
God's protectors.
Let's protect us.
Beware its claws! The hardest plate they shred like fine vellum!
Vellum, you say? I know killing the head is the win condition. Ow. What if we put out Wagon Boy out? You know what I'm saying? As long as we're swapping spots.
This happens, we'll be reaping
Wagon
black
Boy.
ends.
Get this boost.
Beware! Its tail flows with deadly venom!
Can't take any more.
Oh. What the frick? This is more intense than I expected it to
Ours
be.
is not to reason why.
Ow. Let's chuck out Music Boy.
Again and again
Let's
and
hit
again.
tents. Ow.
Army's a waste of time for
one
one like me.
Archer face. Ow. Drummer Boy. Oh yeah, Archer
Our
Boy.
ballista, your command.
And then let's play him.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Drummer Boy.
My spirit's
Drummer
willing and
boy.
how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Ow. Damage an enemy by this unit's power. So if I play you,
Prepare to fight, if you've any honor. We must
That was-
thank the gods for this victory both great and just.
It's the gods, not the Manticore. It's the gods that did all the hard work.
With ache at their side, the Lyrians fell on the Manticore. Later, it was said, the beast's dying wail, multiplied and strengthened as it passed through the caverns, could be heard as far as Spala.
Your Grace, many monarchs have I met in my time, yet none proved as virile in battle as did your Majesty.
Thank you.
Virile? I dislike the term. Seems not to suit a woman.
No.
I prefer valiant.
Yes.
Yet grateful I am for the compliment. Now pray reveal, have you made your decision? Will you swear to serve me? Are you prepared to take an oath?
You better be.
I am not, Your Grace.
What?
I can serve only the gods. Yet, I do believe them to be on your side as one unjustly and treacherously attacked. Thus I see nothing wrong in assisting you.
Then I am content and welcome you in my ranks, Sir Ake of Denel.
Thank you, sir.
The knight-errant bowed low from the waist. So low, in fact, the gambeson neath his mail creaked. Meve could only hope he would battle Nilfgaardians as boldly as he faced beasts.
Boldly as he knelt. Ma'am, thank you so much for the honor of fighting by your side. Sir, your spine shouldn't bend like that. You should get that checked. Let's get out of here. Let's take our night and return back to the capital. So we've got the hounds in tow as slaves. Not slaves, as prisoners. And now we've got night. Hello? Are you the other northern dudes? Hello?
One of them golden sons belongs on the side of my own ship.
Yeah, they're the long shit guys. Camp rules. No pissing in the fire. Okay. No shitting next to the tents. Okay. No shouting at dawn. You break the rules, I break your legs. That's the guy I killed. That was Lippy. Oh no. No, Lippy is the... He is one of them. So it's his rules for staying... Wait, can I go down here? That's not it. So it's the, like, raider rules.
Nilfgaardians make for good prisoners.
Raider rule number 2, don't shit next to my tent or I'll bash you.
Folk moving about of late.
I wonder why, sir.
They live,
Can I help here? Your Majesty, the raiders' warriors have started a brawl at the tavern. They've broken pitchers, drained all the barrels of ale, and eaten all the innkeeper's... Oh, they've eaten the innkeeper's cat. They're dancing and revelry in celebrations of their recent victory over the Nilfgaardian division. Shown no signs of slowing down. What are your orders? It seems they're itching for a fight. Send a few soldiers to bring them to order. I shall pay for the damage. It's a small price to pay to remain allies. Yeah. We'll pay for it. I'm sorry that ate your cat. I mean, you could buy a new cat, I guess, but... Yeah, 100 gold. I feel like that's a lot. Good luck. Hey,
We
someone
welcome
there.
you home, Your Majesty.
Thank you, sir.
Prince Willem awaits your return, Your Grace.
That's good. I hope he's ready for this war that he finally seems to be ignoring. Since,
Home at last, Your Grace.
yes, finally.
We shall not enjoy it long, I fear. Soon we must face the black-clads in the field.
Yet a moment's peace we will have. After that drubbing you gave them at Dravigrad, they'll wish to rethink their strategy.
Is that a gate? There's the wall. Your queen is home. You're approaching a more important thing. Okay, cool. Oh,
Meve had ridden out of Lyria in early spring, her retinue modest, as none larger was needed for the brief summit of sovereigns. She returned now to her capital, at the head of an army that dragged behind it bandits and Nilfgaardian prisoners in chains. The whole city came out to greet her. Its traders, craftsfolk, priests. Also, her eldest son and heir, Prince Willem. A boy who, it seemed, might never be prepared to rule. Meve and Willem rode side by side past the cheering throngs, their faces frozen in regal smiles. It was not until they reached the castle stables that they found a corner in which to speak freely, candidly.
Welcome home, Mother.
Oh, son.
Content I am to see you, to be sure.
Can you, like, pedo moustache.
And I'm happy to see you.
Shave that.
Though I dare say I'd have been much happier to witness you leading an army towards Dravigrad.
He's a weasel.
Willem, I trusted you. Left the realm in your care.
Son, look, you're blushing. You're supposed to be interim king.
Indeed. And I, in turn, did my utmost to choose the best course for...
Willem, don't be so damned courtly. There's no one else here.
We're surrounded by horse shit, son.
My son. Nilfgaard has invaded our home. We're at war. When rulers don't strive and don't choose, when rulers grab their swords and shields and ride out to defend their subjects.
Sitting here surrounded by horse shit.
You didn't let me finish.
Very well. Say your piece.
All right. Say what you wanted to, please.
I feared I'd be hasty, Mother, and I didn't want to be. When we got word of the invasion, the lords convened at the castle.
Right.
They demanded I hear them out. They wanted to give me counsel.
What did they say?
If I'd rushed into the field to confront the foe, I'd have been half blind to the situation, not known all the options I had at my disposal.
What options?
A ruler never knows all the options. Yet he must decide and act nonetheless. I need to prepare. I'll see you at the Council of Peers.
And indeed she did, when the peers convened in the throne room. Surrounded by animal hides and Zerrikanian tapestries, the lords stood in tense silence, awaiting the queen. When her figure filled the doorway, they fawningly prostrated themselves.
We've myriad matters to resolve, so I trust you're well rested. Whatever the case, I've no doubt we shall meet the dawn afore we're done. Firstly, we must ask assistance. Pen a letter to King Demavend. Scribe, take this down. Dear... What? Uncle? Cousin? Blast. Again. I, Meve, by the god's grace, sovereign of Rivia and...
Lyria.
Your Grace, Mother, the peers and I, we've come to propose another solution.
And what is that?
Yes, out with it.
We wish to acknowledge Nilfgaard's authority, pledge fealty to the Emperor.
And
I beg your pardon.
The black-clad hordes outnumber our forces manyfold, and they're far better equipped. We stand not the slightest chance against them in open...
You will not lecture me about Nilfgaard's army, my son. All you know of them you garnered from coloured renderings, whereas I faced them at Dravigrad. I faced them and crushed them.
Exactly, we've defeated them. You're like a child. You've not seen a battle in your life.
But your grace, the losses. For this fleeting victory in which you delight, how many of your subjects had to perish? Bend a knee afore the Emperor, and you shall spare thousands.
Yeah, but how many of them were slaves?
Nay, never! Understood, Caldwell? Not ever!
I'd hoped to persuade you, but it seems I've failed.
Well,
Nonetheless, the die's been cast. We've signed the accord with Nilfgaard.
I'm
Our
the queen,
noble
bitch.
lords stand with me.
Excuse
The
me?
blood left Meve's face. She had realized her son, who had ever professed to detest politics and shirked his duties as crown prince, had just stabbed her in the back,
What the fuck?
as had her entire court.
What?
What is this? Treason to my eyes! The gallows is what awaits you!
Willem rules Lyria now. And should you not acquiesce and approve the accord, I fear only you, milady, shall have the pleasure to meet the hangman.
I'm the queen? What's happening?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Caldwell. My mother will not be harmed. Not one hair on her head. Understood? Confine the queen to the tower.
You err deeply, my son.
The queen was confined to a cell. Gilded armor she had traded for a simple robe. A courtly retinue for a swarm of rats. She was the very picture of misery. At the window of her cell, gripping the bars, Meve stood powerless. Her anger so great she wept and wailed. Her Lyria was free no more.
What the fuck?